Range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a reason she's crying?
She's just upset.
All right, what are you upset about?
Situation. I didn't expect this.
What's upsetting you about the situation?
There's a lot of things that I should have done and I didn't do when she first arrived at our home.
Hello, everyone. Today, we're discussing a deeply upsetting court case involving a mother on trial for the abuse and tragic death of her own child. It's truly heartbreaking and hard to comprehend how someone could take a life and then portray themselves as the victim. This case is particularly disturbing, and it's important to look at the details to fully grasp what happened. Throughout the hearing, the defendant continuously broke down in tears, but it's difficult to feel sympathy given the severity of the accusations. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case. Do you believe her emotions are genuine, or is it just an attempt to gain sympathy? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's take a closer look at how this all began.
Right, state.
Your Honor, as you know, this case involves the death of a child.
All right, everyone, please whisper.
A pretty horrific death of a child. And at this time, they are allegations, but due to the serious nature, we feel that $200,000 is appropriate. But that if the court is willing to lower them, then obviously full conditions. But for something involving something like this, I feel like anything lower than 150 even would be just way too low. It also is a little concerning that no one's willing to help her, because then how is she going to be supported in the community? That's just concerning to the state, Your Honor.
Well, just to clear it up, it's not no one. It's just people. Unfortunately, the people that are willing to help are just unable to do so financially. So.
All right. The court is going to deny the motion, and the court has had no evidence on what amount of bond that she is able to make. So at this time, the court will deny the motion. And counsel, if there's an issue, is your client in protective custody?
Yes, Your Honor, now.
All right. If there's an issue at the jail with her safety, just let the court know. But my understanding, she is in protective custody. Beyond that, that's all I can do. And counsel, I've always found them to be receptive if there's an issue with danger. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying with us. That's all we have on her for now, but don't go anywhere. Up next, we'll look at what happened 5 months later when she was finally sentenced for the tragic abuse and death of her own child. Crimes like this are truly infuriating. There's no excuse or justification. Taking an innocent life is nothing short of horrific, and the consequences should be severe. If the judge doesn't impose a strict sentence, it would be deeply disappointing. In cases like this, justice means ensuring she never walks free again.
It's calling 2022 CR 11873, State of Texas versus Yvonne Monica Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson.
Defense?
Matthew Allen.
Are you Miss Perez?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you understand you're charged with assault intentionally, knowingly of serious bodily injury by omission with a child? Did you understand that's the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Perez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her rights to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 18 years in the prison and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry to pause, but I just have to share this. Watching her cry in court is really frustrating. It doesn't seem like genuine remorse. It's more like every time the judge mentions prison, another tear conveniently appears. It's almost predictable. Mention jail time, and suddenly the tears start flowing. It's hard to forget that she wasn't crying when committing these terrible acts, but now that she's facing the consequences, she wants sympathy. Right now, the proposed sentence is 18 years. Personally, that doesn't feel right. Taking an innocent child's life should carry a much harsher penalty. Do you think the judge will stick with the sentence, or could it end up being longer? Let's find out what.
Is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State Office State's Exhibit 1.
No objections.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Is there a reason she's crying?
She's just upset.
All right, what are you upset about?
Situation. I didn't expect this.
What's upsetting you about the situation?
Try to do something kind and just.
It's just I don't know if the court has noticed, every time she's come in, she's been very,
Crying.
very emotional, Your Honor.
I apologize, Your Honor.
No, I'm just asking questions. All right, if we can go off the record. All right, State, are you asking to amend the stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections.
All right, and then the court will review State's exhibits 1 and attachments with the amended stipulations. All right, after reviewing State's exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone want to say why should follow this plea bargaining agreement?
I can speak briefly on that, Your Honor. I think the stipulations. So the way that she came about, Ms. Pettis came about to have the child was kind of strange to begin with. She, in my opinion, I think saw these two children that were on the streets. Her and her partner tried to help take them in. And then obviously there was an incident that Ms. Pettis describes a week prior to this where, again, she should have taken the girl in for medical treatment immediately. And then obviously she fell from the stairs.
Let's backtrack a little bit, because it says in the stipulations that there were two people outside of the store. She says she's being a good Samaritan. So she takes them both back to her apartment. And then she tells one of them, I can no longer keep you here. You need to leave. But I'll keep the complainant.
Yes, her and her partner. So her partner ended up, I believe, keeping the younger boy, and she kept the younger girl at the apartment. And
is this younger boy currently alive?
Yes,
Yeah.
Your Honor.
Yes.
And where is he?
As CPS has removed him, he meets with other families.
Okay.
The incident described that is the leads to this tragedy. Obviously, Yvonne describes it as she's playing. Obviously, the kid shouldn't be playing on the stairs. We know that. She hits her head and the back. She seems like she's okay as far as checking on her. She's eating, watching
So why
TV.
would she pinching her as a sign of as punishment? Because that's what it says in the steps, that she would pinch her.
Yes, sir.
Why?
It wasn't like I'm pitching her, just kind of like a grab, like just
It says it
to
left
prompt
bruises.
her. I'm sorry.
It said it left bruises.
Honestly, I'm having a hard time buying her story. This whole case feels off. How does someone just grab two kids from a public place, take them back to their house, and then, surprise, one of them ends up dead? That's not something that just happens. And now she's sitting there, looking all sad and innocent, trying to make everyone forget that she's the one responsible for all of this. It's clear she's only thinking about herself, and those tears? Not buying them. I really hope Judge Boyd sees through this act, because I'm beyond tired of seeing her face on my screen. My heart breaks for the poor child she took from this world. Personally, I think she deserves life in prison. But what do you all think? Let's see what happens next.
I didn't realize it was gonna leave a bruise. I didn't intentionally do it to like leave that bruise. The little girl, when my daughter was, when
And so I think she's describing as, yes, she again is admitting to that. It doesn't matter whether you think it's going to leave a bruise or not leave a bruise. I think we would agree. And then as far as her actions, she seemed like she was okay. And then the next morning, obviously she's not, and then drops her off at the hospital. And then obviously does another, another bad thing, just, leaves her and then leaves. She does come back. She does sit down with the police. She does talk to them, tell them everything that's going on and what happened. Obviously, at that point, it's too late. But I can speak to Ms. Perez from the day I've been with her for 20 months or so, from the day I've met her until today. Every time I talk to her, she's upset. And it's not because of, so much of her situation, it's because of what happened. And she knows that she did wrong. She knows she wishes she could go back in time and change all of that. And she says that every time I talk to her. And so,
like maybe if somebody's offering you a child, maybe calling the police.
yes, going that far back. It's not one mistake. It's things that happen over and over. And again,
So was the child healthy when she received the child?
I don't.
Was the child healthy when you received the child?
the first one is Joel.
No, I'm talking about the child that is deceased. Was that child healthy when you received the child?
Healthy in a sense. I mean, she
Healthy
was
in the
skinny.
sense that
She was skinny.
Did she have all her hair?
Did she have all her what? Her hair
on her head?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, only like patches, like not patches, but like her hair was thin. Her hair wasn't thick. It was thin. Her hair was thin. And she came when I picked her up when Cassandra told me to go, and when we went to go pick her up, she had like a dirty little outfit. I bought her clothes. There's a lot of things that I should have done and I didn't do when she first arrived at our home. I should have taken her to get a welfare check. I should have done, and I didn't. I just
and like Your Honor said, I mean, the initial thing would be to contact authorities to go through the proper channels. I think CPS was contacted prior to this and made contact with Ms. Pettis, so they were aware of the situation. But again,
aware of what situation?
That the girl was staying with Ms. Pettis. But
Was that before or after the child was taken to the hospital?
Before, I believe.
So Child Protective Services was aware that somebody off the street gave her a child, and she picked up the phone and called Child Protective Services and said,
No,
no,
Ms. Pettis didn't. They contacted her. So again, I agree with the court. She should have done a lot of different things.
Well, I mean, I'm just unpacking things a little bit.
So the mother has extensive history with CPS and had different children taken away. So I think CPS was checking into the whereabouts of Ronnie and Howell.
All right. So that's how CPS found out that the child was in her care.
Yes.
And CPS did nothing.
Judge Boyd nearly gave me a heart attack for a second. I thought she said 8 years, but honestly, even 18 years doesn't feel like enough. Like the prosecutor mentioned, they could only prove so much, which makes me think there's more to this than we know. This woman really needs to stop with the fake crying. If anything, she's getting off easy. 18 years is way too light. The fact that CPS might have missed some warning signs is a whole other issue. I really hope they take a hard look at their system, because this could have been avoided. There's no excuse for an organization meant to protect kids letting something like this slip through the cracks. I'm also shocked that the judge didn't push harder to investigate CPS. If someone dropped the ball, they should be held accountable too. What do you think? Was 18 years too lenient? Should she have gotten more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll wrap things up here. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I post every single day, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
I mean, CPS workers sometimes, many CPS workers are overworked and underpaid, but I'm wondering why would a CPS worker, and this is just a side note, why a CPS worker would leave a child with somebody that a mother just gave to that's a complete stranger. I guess that's something else that needs to be addressed.
Yes, and like I said, the circumstance behind it are, to put it, I guess, strange, and that's one of the things that I found strange as well. To, I guess, put it nicely. But
So why am I following this plea?
Your Honor, at this point, the state, after much back and forth, we recommended this plea due to what is actually being charged, and what we can prove. It becomes a question of whether or not we can prove that she did not seek adequate medical attention in terms of she has training as an LVN and attempted to keep an eye on the child at home, and it becomes whether or not we would be able to prove that she failed to do so due to how it is charged, Your Honor. And so at this point, we do feel 18 years for what she's charged with is appropriate.
All right. And does she have a license as an LVN? I'm assuming
She did in the past.
She did in the past, and then I needed to renew it
it's
because I
expired, is that
yes,
right?
and
Yes.
then I started going to school to EC. Oh, sorry.
that's okay. It's expired.
This is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with minors. There's to be,
Judge, did you say 8 or 18?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
Did I say 18?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
It's okay. Matt and I are done
Yes,
this
all right.
morning.
18, all right, 18 years in the prison, credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with minors, and there's to be no employment in the future with minors or vulnerable persons. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Not sentencing, we do have victim impact, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, whether you had your LVN license or not, I saw where you took your dog to the groomers. When a child is sick, you take a child to the doctor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know why. Sometimes people have more love for their animals than they have